Hi, I'm General Booty. I'm the quarterback at the University of Oklahoma, and you are now tuned into the greatest podcast on turf. Enjoy.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's bi-weekly mock draft. Draft orders changed. His sorry-ass Patriots are now 3.
Easy. I declared my allegiance to nobody a couple weeks ago. Come on,
Let us know what you think about that in the comments. I personally think that is a horrible thing to do, but, that's just me.
Everyone's entitled to it. Did you also know, I found out today, that bi-weekly also means, could also be interpreted as twice a week. I did not know that.
Am I right about bi-weekly being every other week, though?
Yeah, it means both,
both.
but it's it could, if you say bi-weekly, somebody could interpret it as twice a week. But anyways, here we go. Consensus mock draft. We're both going to discuss this one. The Chicago Bears at 1-5. Number 1 on the clock. Me personally, I feel as though that if Chicago's picking number 1, this is Carolina's pick, so technically this isn't them being the number 1 pick. But I feel as though in a draft class like this, you got 3 options. Trade back for the motherlode with this number 1 pick, which you can get a lot for, because you guys see the top 3 on this board looking very, very nice. Or you draft a quarterback to be the future because you don't believe in Justin Fields. Or you draft a generational talent wide receiver in Marvin Harrison. With that being said, I feel as though since it's the number 1 pick on 3, we both say who we're taking here. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Dylan Gabriel.
All right.
I think, in all serious note, the Chicago Bears are in a position where they can take the number 1 quarterback in probably the last 10, 15 years, 20 years, whatever.
Me personally,
just felt the look, and even if I don't think it's Justin Fields' fault, and even if Chicago doesn't think it's his fault, you're in a position now where you can start over and rebuild again, kind of the right way.
Yeah.
And it's like why not take Caleb Williams and see what you can get for Justin Fields. That's kind of where I'm at, and if they have this pick, they have to take Caleb Williams, in my opinion. Or you trade for the motherlode. I don't think you take Marvin Harrison here. There's no way I would do that.
No, I also agree right here with them going Caleb Williams. I will say, though, I feel as though that the Drake Maye and Caleb Williams, I think it's a lot closer than some people realize.
Drake Maye cannot do what Caleb Williams can do.
I get it, but at the same time, just why Drake Maye, I don't feel as though he's been getting the credit that he deserves. He plays with that X factor.
No, if you want to talk about X factor, watch Caleb Williams versus Oregon.
Listen, I know. I watched the game. I watched it. I'm just saying I feel as though it's a lot closer than it is, but I'm fine with going Caleb here. Next up, the Giants at 2. This blows because New England's sitting pretty at number 3.
The Giants can go, honestly, with the 2, 3, and 4 person on my board right now, and it wouldn't surprise me. They need an alpha receiver, Marvin Harrison. Their quarterback, Daniel Jones, has got hurt, and he isn't looking that great this year. Granted, don't think it's his fault. It's an ACL. Drake Mason on the board. They could restart. And their offensive line is horrible, so they could grab Olu Fashanu, and it wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah, for me,
I think you take the quarterback.
I was going to lean away from the quarterback, honestly.
Because you want him.
Yeah, not even that, though, but I just feel as though you gave Daniel Jones all that money for a reason. It really hasn't been his fault. They didn't do him any justice in the offseason by bringing in another weapon that wasn't named Darren Waller, who you knew what you're going to get. You're getting a bad hamstring or a bad groin in Darren Waller.
I'm pretty sure
the O-line has been historically bad. If you draft Olu Fashanu, him or Andrew Thomas move to right tackle, then that gives you the option to slide Evan Neal into guard, where he played a lot of in college and where he fits better because it hasn't been good at right tackle. Or you just pay Daniel Jones all the money because you believe in him, because if you don't believe in him, you don't give him that money, and you give him a generational alpha wide receiver with the team you already have, and you help build up through free agency.
They can cut him, and they can cut him, and then they lose half. It's only $20 million each year if they cut him. Like they save a lot of money if they cut him at a certain date. And I don't have those specific numbers because I'm not. But they can get out of the contract in a pretty decent way. And there's articles about it.
So your
There's
vote
a
is
bunch
Drake
of articles
May?
about it.
So you're with Drake May?
I think I'm with Drake May or Marvin Harrison. You can sway me either way. I think both of these teams. I think the Giants and Patriots are. I think both quarterbacks. Whoever takes the quarterback's getting screwed. Because I don't think it's totally the quarterback's fault on either squad.
No, I've been so against Mac Jones from day zero.
That's fine, but
He's so bad.
he was in a Pro Bowl and then he just went to the
He
shit.
was like the fourth reserve
I
because
know,
nobody wanted
but,
to
like,
play. Are you
it's just
kidding me? I don't know. The way the NFL goes, I think Marvin Harrison here.
That's fine.
New England at 3. I mean,
Are we going to take Drake May because he's not falling?
I'll be honest. I can see either. I can see New England realistically taking any of these top 3 guys.
Well,
I look at like
there's a gap between Drake May and Caleb Williams not being that big. Then he needs to go now.
I know. I was just gonna try and give some more insight, but
Well, we know you need a whole team.
yeah, it's obviously Drake May. Mac Jones is not the answer. Mac Jones wasn't the answer when New England drafted him a couple of years ago. He wasn't all that great in college. I could go play quarterback at Alabama and have success with the teams Mac Jones and Tua and all them played
Oh
for.
my God, there's no way Tua caught a stray.
So it's Drake May here for New England. Start fresh. Sounds like Billy B could be on the outs, which is fucking dumb. Keep him as a coach. Bring in a competent GM to build the team. My vote's Drake May.
Yeah. Cardinals are next up.
Now they are mad the Giants took Marvin Harrison, but I don't think he was getting here either way.
Who knows? I think their O-line could use some help. I know didn't they just draft somebody?
Harris Johnson Jr.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Traded back and then traded up for him.
So they made out. I think they have I don't know what other pick they have. They might have 34, I think.
20.
20?
Yeah, it's full. Right now, if the draft was today when we're recording this Monday, November 13th, they would be picking 4 and 20.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they went the tackle route. The only thing that they're not doing, in my opinion, is taking Brock Bowers.
Yeah, no, Trey McBride's been really good.
So
He's lived up to his second round hype.
That is the only position right now that they are not taking. And quarterback, because there's not a quarterback here worth taking. And I think Kyler Murray's looked good the first game back, and I think he will continue to do so.
I mean, for me, Olu Fashanu's here. Now, Paris Johnson Jr. does give you that versatility where if you draft Olu, he can slide the right tackle. That's what I'm leaning towards. You got Kyler Murray coming off the ACL. He's your franchise guy. You spent a lot of money on him. You got to protect him.
I don't think I could agree more.
I like the Olu Fashanu pick here. Chicago at 5. Drafted Caleb at 1. Now, I'll tell you it's not Brock Bowers because they just paid Cole Kmet. I'll tell you that's who it's not.
If I'm the Chicago Bears, I help out my number 1 pick. Whether that be reach on a receiver or that just be take Joel. That is what I personally would do. Granted, I'm not running a team. So Chicago can literally do anything and it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, when you draft your franchise quarterback, you got to help him out. You can't do what you did with Justin Fields when they drafted him, where they drafted him and they just drafted all defense for the rest of the draft.
Yeah.
Besides some second round, Velus Jones out of Baylor, who they drafted, who's been a special team guy.
They have no offensive line.
They have no O-line, and they have no playmakers outside of DJ Moore and Cole Kmet, really.
Mooney is a decent wide receiver 3.
Yes. If you look in receiver, me personally, it's Keon Coleman or Romo Dunze. I like Malik Neighbors a lot too, but they have DJ Moore to kind of be the wide receiver you throw anywhere. I think they need a big, explosive playmaker.
I feel like 5 is too early for a big, explosive playmaker receiver.
It's fair.
I think you can get like explosive playmaking receivers. Not like a luxury, but I think that you can find them in the second round pretty easily.
That's understandable. I don't hate the Joe Alt pick here. Could go Joe Alt.
Kind of where
He's giant. I'm pretty sure he's like 6'8". Let me see, where is it?
And they just
6'8",
drafted,
322.
They just drafted Darnell Wright last
They
year.
did draft Darnell Wright.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he hasn't been looking the best.
He's
Granted, he's a rookie.
He's been very good run blocking, but his pass blocking has been bad. Been not bad, but it hasn't been good. I like Joe Alt here or grabbing a receiver.
I think I'm Joe.
Or even if they want to go kind of the Tevin Jenkins route they went a couple years ago, you draft Talisi Fuaga, who can play guard or tackle. Reminds me a lot of Elijah Vera Tucker. Can do it all. I think he'd have success at any position on the offensive line at the pro level. So it's just, what do you value more? Do you want the true left tackle and you move Darnell Wright to right tackle, or Joe Alt, however you want to do it, or do you go with the versatile piece for if one of these guys get banged up, you can move them around like the Jets have been doing with Elijah Vera Tucker?
I think you take the true tackle because I believe true tackles are more dominant than moving players.
Joe Alt it is. Green Bay at 6. This has to be a receiver. I know they haven't drafted. They drafted a wide. Last time they drafted a first-round wide receiver was 2002, I think. So I'm gonna go. I mean,
it's a good year to do it.
Yeah,
because you got Neighbors, you got
Romo Dunze, Keon Coleman, Emeka Egbuka, Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Worthy.
It's a little early for a couple of these guys. I feel like we're kind of narrowed to Neighbors, Coleman, and Dunze.
I think they just need. I think they need to get away from these receivers. They like to draft these big body guys who you just want to throw the ball downfield to, and just get a dominant, well-rounded wide receiver. And to me, that's Malik Neighbors.
I think I agree with you.
I know it's
Christian Watson is kind of similar to the other two.
Yeah, Odunze and Keon Coleman. I like Malik Neighbors here.
That's cool.
Rams at 7.
Brock Bowers would fit pretty well on the squad. You see the vision.
Matt Stafford said he has no plans to retire soon. But
he's running it back.
At the same time, it's like, with the injuries, I feel as though it's something new every year. I think, as much as I'm not completely sold on him, I love Bo Nix here. I said it 2 weeks ago. Just,
how old is Bo Nix?
Give a shit. He sits behind Stafford for a year. If that.
If he sits behind Stafford for a year,
suck.
he's going to be 28 years old.
Okay, then he beats Stafford out in camp, and
he's going to be 26.
And Sean McVay gets to open up a whole new realm of possibilities on the offense with a dual threat quarterback.
No. Let's take Quinn Ewers in the second round or something.
Quinn Ewers sucks.
So does Bo Nix.
Better than Quinn Ewers.
Bo Nix has been around for 18 years.
Don't give a shit.
He's 25 years old.
Realistically, though, I think, as much as I'd love to send Brock Bowers here, I think they need help in the trenches so bad.
Hold on. I'm just going to take a look.
All right, while you're doing this, I think that this needs to be...
Well, I'm being an asshole.
I mean, I keep Leatu Latu local. Johnny Newton out of Illinois. Him and Aaron Donald on your defensive line is scary because they play... Johnny Newton plays very similar. I don't feel as though their O-line's been god-awful. Chop Robinson, Jared Verse, Dallas Turner... I mean, there's guys here. This is a very... I like the spot for the Rams. It's just a matter of...
He was in the Trevor class.
Okay. So what?
You know how old you got to be in this class?
2018?
JT Daniels is still playing college football right now with Bo Nix and Sam Hartman. That's good. No.
All right.
No.
Back to the draft. My vote here is one of the top 3 guys. I'm leaning more towards Leatu Latu. Keep him local. I know he might not pass the medicals. He had to medically retire a few years back. I think he was at USC.
That's going to tank him.
I know, but he's so good, though, man.
My vote is Brock Bowers.
All right. Tennessee at 8. This has to be... This is wide receiver or offensive line for me. Because with Mike Vrabel... You're going to have a good defense. He can develop guys on defense. But on the offensive side of the ball, you have Will Levis, who's probably your franchise guy.
You have nobody else.
Nobody else. Derrick Henry's getting up there. D-Hop's like on the wrong side of 30. And Traylon Burks has been an injury liability. And Andre Dillard is so bad at football. He's so bad.
So we're at the position to where it's Fuaga from Oregon State.
Or Keon Coleman for me. Or Roma Dunze, whichever one you like. I like Keon Coleman more personally.
I'm between Coleman and Fuaga. And I'll let you pick since I picked Brock Bowers. I genuinely don't care about either of those two. Coleman or Fuaga.
I'm going Keon Coleman here, man. You need an explosive young playmaker on the offense for Will Levis to throw the ball to. I know he's similar to D-Hop. After this season, he'll only have one more year left on his deal. But you need an explosive playmaker on this offense. You got to go Keon Coleman there. Denver.
They should be pretty happy about what just happened there, considering the fact that they shouldn't take another shot on receiver.
No, I mean, this for me is the hardest pick in the draft. Because you don't know. You really don't know, because this is literally whoever Sean Payton wants. And who knows what the hell that is, whether it's a quarterback, a defensive player. I don't know who.
I feel like it's defense. And they're just going to take Latu, Newton, can we chop?
I mean, I love Johnny Newton here. I'm between Latu or Johnny Newton. I think Johnny Newton is...
I think we take Newton, and I feel like a fall at Latu is possible if there's a genuine chance that he don't pass his medicals.
Yeah, I like Johnny Newton here. But, I mean, Johnny Newton is... He should be getting the hype that Kalijah Cansey was getting last year about how he could be the next Aaron Donald, how he's all that. I mean, you watch Johnny Newton play. As a defensive tackle, he's single-handedly helped keep Illinois in games. Yeah. He can stuff the shit out of the run. He provides a very good pass rush. I think that, I know you could say D tackle's very early in the top 10, but if Johnny Newton can be the player that he's been in college, I think it's a very big win for Denver. Atlanta at 10. Who's the best offensive player here that they won't use?
It's pretty hard not to use a lineman, so I can't do that.
I think this has to be quarterback.
Does it, or is their best course of action to trade back up into the first and grab one?
Trade up, you mean? Or
trade, like use their second round pick, trade up to pick 20, and just grab whatever one's left. I
mean, if the way I look at the Atlanta Falcons now, if they had a good quarterback, I think that they would be.
Yeah, but I'm saying
really fun.
I'm saying right now that the quarterbacks that are left, are they that different?
I think.
Is there a tier gap there?
I think that there's a tier gap between Michael Penix and Bo Nix, McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Quinn Ewers.
So where's the tier gap? Because you just named every single one of them.
I know. I'm saying I think it's Michael Penix.
Okay.
Then everybody else below Michael Penix.
Okay.
Like, I feel like for me personally, it's Drake May and Caleb. Then it's Michael Penix right below, just because the age and the medicals.
If you believe in the tier gap, then yes.
I think Michael Penix here, put him in an offense with a solidified offensive line with a bunch of weapons. I think that that's where they will get the most use out of him as long as Arthur Smith isn't the head coach.
Penix is also 24 years old, ain't he?
Joe Burrow was also 24 when he got drafted. Just to throw it out there. I know Bo Nix is older, but for Penix, I mean, Joe Burrow was 24. That's how I look at it. I think that this is Michael Penix. I'm sick of them just prioritizing offense and not the most important position. I think Michael Penix...
they're going to be ready.
Listen.
They have a team now. Now they just need the quarterback.
And it's Michael Penix.
They have the cast.
If it's not Shador, it's Michael Penix, and it sounds like Shador's staying and winning the Natty next year.
Yeah.
So give me Michael Penix. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
Washington at 11.
Do they just start building back up the D-line?
No, has to be an offensive line. I think that they believe in Sam Howell. You got to protect your franchise quarterback. He can't get sacked 70 times a season. It's Talisi Fuaga for me.
That's fine.
I mean, that's a very easy pick. Tampa. They're mad at Atlanta.
Yep, you can definitely argue quarterback here. Tampa's a team that's kind of getting older, I feel like. basically everywhere. You're kind of getting older. They're in that range. They're in that Saints range. And they need to probably start selling and rebuild, but they didn't do that. So
This is corner or edge for me.
They could definitely use a corner.
They really could use a corner. Jamel Dean came back down to earth after his fluke of a season last year where he was pretty good.
They have a decent bit invested in the D-line with Kalijah Cansey and Vita Vey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Todd Bowles probably won't be there next year.
There's a lot of edge guys.
Yeah. I know.
Is there any good corners?
This is a very good corner class. I mean, the top 4 are really good. Kamari Lassiter down there. TJ Tampa's good. I mean, this is a very good corner class.
Okay, so the question that we have to ask ourselves is, who is the biggest, I guess, game changer between, who's better between the corners and edge right now? Because I feel like they're both pretty deep, and they can grab the other one in the second round. Relatively easy. So do we want to take? I feel like edge and then TJ Tampa in a second. This is what I feel like.
Really?
For this team. Or you could also go corner here and see if you can grab
I mean, I feel
Jack Sawyer in the third.
For me, I'm leaning more towards corner here just because they do have a lot of capital invested in their defensive line, who I think could hold up for another year if they still feel as though they can compete. It's just a matter of, do you want the lockdown corner that teams don't throw the ball to all that much in Kool-Aid, McKinstry, or do you want the versatility corner who can play safety, but we haven't really seen him play in a lot of press man coverage, so that could raise some concerns in Cooper DeJean. I think it's Kool-Aid.
Yep.
I mean, Cooper DeJean's my CB1, but just for what the Bucs need, I feel as though they need a pure lockdown corner over the versatile piece. And I know I don't say that too often, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. Kool-Aid, welcome to Tampa.
Next up, we have the Jets, and they're a pretty hard team to draft for just because of the fact that we don't know if they're going to have an Aaron Rodgers next year.
Oh, they will.
We don't know if they're going to. We just don't know. And at this current state, looks like the offensive line could use some love because they are pretty banged up. Elijah Vera Tucker's out for the year. Connor McGovern looks like he's on IR. They have Joe Tippmann, two Joe Tippmann starting on ESPN depth charts, which I'm sure is accurate. Receiving court could use some love because it's only Garrett Wilson. So what are the odds that Garrett Wilson's like, yo, my boy from Ohio State's here? In theory, it could happen.
I was going to say, I'm going to lean receiver here just because the fact that the Jets were aggressively trying to go trade for Devontae Adams at the trade deadline.
If they take receiver, there's no way they don't take Ibuka. I
I
feel like
agree.
there's no way they tell Garrett Wilson, no, you're getting no dudes. They're
Yeah,
going to get his boy.
I like Igbukah. I mean, I don't like Igbukah here, but just for the storyline and just because if Garrett Wilson was to speak up, okay, it makes sense. They both ate at Ohio State.
Yeah. We love a good storyline here.
Oh, yeah, we love it. Just wait till the Eagles pick.
I don't even know what that means.
Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Chargers are
Defensive line. I will give you your pick of the litter between the top 3. This has to be D-line. They are so bad. Yes.
Can it be offensive tackle?
No.
Aren't they starting Will Clapp? That's center. Trey Pipkins is starting right tackle for him.
I saw their starting nose guard get driven back into the linebacker
I
yesterday.
saw the whole entire Detroit offensive line 4 yards downfield.
And there was nothing there. It was so embarrassing.
It
This
is
has
that
to
pick
be
of the litter
D-line.
and like D-lineman. So
D-line or quarterback.
I feel like it's Chop or Dallas.
Yeah.
Do you agree or no? I don't think it's Latu because the injury thing. Jared Versus kind of took a slight step back.
Which is crazy to me because your guy was a top 5 pick last year. I'm fine with Dallas Turner here.
Okay, I'll do that. But no. Did you already do it?
No.
They have Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. What the
Mm,
hell are those two doing? They
Khalil Mack
hurt?
sucks. No, Khalil Mack's just terrible. I forgot that they had Khalil Mack. I knew they had Bosa, but I forgot about Khalil Mack. Why not another big body receiver? Roma Dunze.
Is there an interior? There's not an interior defense line. I mean,
Not here, no.
it's
If Johnny Newton's here, then that's the pick. But the interior D-line, I don't hate Leonard Taylor, but he don't really entice me here at 14.
Jared Verse would probably fit the bill to that because he can be. He's not a.
You could also go corner here,
edge.
though. I feel like this could be a corner. Who's in their secondary besides Asante?
Okay, well, if we're pivoting off the D line, we can go to tackle too because Trey Pipkins sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate, like, a J.C. Latham here. I don't. I like J.C. Latham. Alabama played against the best of the best. I don't hate Graham Barton. Amarius Mims. This is a really good tackle class. But I think that corner should also be in the question here.
Can Jared Verse be on the line? I'm pretty sure he can.
He's
260 pounds.
He's listed at 260. But his production's been off since he put on 20 pounds.
And it's not a good sign because he's going to burn it and then he's going to be
I know.
edge.
Then he's backing up Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. So it's like corner or J.C. Latham or Cooper DeJean or Nate Wiggins. It's a corner or an offensive tackle.
I'm between Latham and Nate Wiggins. I'll let you do this pick.
Latham. If they believe Herbert's the guy, they got to protect him. Colts at 15.
Huh. This team's kind of hard to pick for. Actually, no. They have Aaron Rich coming back.
Their
next
defense has been
year.
pretty good this year.
They have names on the squad. They're just not complete. Their offense, I think their offense with Aaron Rich takes a pretty decent step forward. Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman's doing pretty good this year. He's catching the ball really well.
About a year too late for me.
Josh Downs is looking good. He's looking pretty good, I would say. Pretty damn good. Alec Pierce could use some love there, but you don't really need to draft that.
Draft
You
a
can-
receiver 3 with a top 15.
You can just bring in a free agent and let Josh Downs be your slot and just bring an outside free agent. O-line stays still pretty solid. You could use probably a little love.
This is probably corner. I
think I
don't
agree.
love Julius Brents or Kenny Moore.
I think I agree. Kenny Moore's, I think, starting to take a step up, but they could still use it at the corner.
Cooper DeJean. Versatility.
Sneaky athletic.
Yup. Cooper DeJean. Raiders.
Huh.
This is probably wide receiver, honestly. Or O-line.
The new look Raiders, they were 2-0 after firing their coach.
Yeah.
Could be quarterback for all I know.
Yeah.
Divine Diablo is starting linebacker.
Holy shit.
You know what college he's from? I'd
No.
be very surprised.
Where?
Virginia Tech.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's too early for a linebacker, as much as I love Danny Stutzman. Probably too early for Jatavion Sanders. I mean, I think that they need...
The fall Latu stops. Just take the best player available because they need it.
They took Tyree Wilson top 5 last year.
I forgot about Tyree. And then Max Crosby.
Quarterback
Right.
or receiver. I hate J.J. McCarthy, so I'm literally going to keep him off this mock draft as long as I can.
The dudes.
Roma Dunze or Bo Nix?
The dudes that Bo Nix will not be.
Who's
drafted.
throwing him the football?
Don't care. Not Bo Nix.
Buffalo. This screams.
Could be line. Could be defense. Could be receiver.
They're pissed. Roma Dunze just went off the board. I'll tell you that. God damn. I think this could be corner. Tre'Davious White has been battling injuries. Kyrie Elam's been on and off. I know they just traded for Rasul Douglas, but
I feel like it could be Barton too.
yeah, I like Graham Barton.
Spencer Brown and Dion Dawkins, I don't think are getting the job done. Their O-line consists of Dion Dawkins, David Edwards, Mitch Morse, who's got to be 34, Osiris Torrance, and Spencer Brown. And I think Osiris Torrance has been decent.
So this is Graham Barton with the potential versatility to play wherever he wants.
I feel like you got to start helping out Josh Allen because there's not that much capital in this offense, if we're being honest.
No, I mean,
It's
what was
literally-
Osiris Torrance was a day 2 pick.
Yeah.
They drafted Kincaid last year. Yeah. I mean, they're pissed Roma Dunze went off the board. Graham Barton it is.
Yeah, he's getting hit a lot, I think. So.
I mean, with this storyline, the Raiders bought in Kirk Cousins or somebody to play quarterback, and they just tried to bring in some help. Cincy.
I'm not sure we can fill a storyline here.
I mean,
Bo Nix.
no.
Burrow was 25 when he came out of college.
I mean,
There's still some dogs left for these guys, though.
there's a lot of edge rushers here on his board.
Could Cincy use it? Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson can probably use a little slight upgrade. They could also use offensive line. Just gonna throw that out there.
I don't absolutely love any of the linemen here.
Yeah, I don't think they go offense, if we're being honest,
I mean,
at this current stage.
ideally it's Cooper DeJean, just because they need some help at safety, but he's not here. I think
I think he used corner help.
yeah, I mean, Chidobe Awuzie, he's been pretty good since he's got there. Cam Taylor Britt's been a
last year,
stud.
didn't he?
DJ Turner last year.
Mike Hilton's still there.
Nick Scott at safety, I
I
hate.
feel like this defense is just like a bunch of 75 to 82 overalls.
But they're fucking good. That's the difference, they're good.
I know, but there's just nobody like that's like takes them over the edge.
Who's the best player available? Probably Atu.
They can probably
They could
afford
definitely
to take
use
that.
some speed coming off the edge.
That's fine. They can afford to take that.
New Orleans, the best random defensive player on the board.
But we can find random. Corleone from Cincinnati's a dog.
Yeah,
Just gonna throw that out there.
I mean, they gotta get Trevor Penning off the field.
You hate that guy.
I do. I didn't like him when he got drafted. I don't like him now. I don't hate Troy Fontenot, offensive tackle from Washington, another big body. Helped solidify that left tackle spot. Also think they could go edge here. That's just because I always do. Receivers definitely in play. Corners in play for me. I'm leaning corner.
Nate Wiggins.
Yeah, I mean, Marshawn Lattimore's kind of in the cornerback room by himself. I'm not the biggest Paulson and Debo guy. Guy can't play man coverage to save his life. So I like Nate Wiggins here.
That's fine.
Just help bring some more capital to that defense. Arizona with their second pick. Earlier they drafted Olu Fashanu, offensive tackle out of Penn State. Jared Verse. End the fall. From top 5 prospect down to 20. Just keep building up the trenches.
Yeah, I feel like these edges got to go kind of now.
Yeah.
So,
Minnesota. I'll tell you what, Josh Dobbs is a dude.
what could the Minnesota Vikings use to shore up this
Any player on the defensive side of the football, whether it's Kalen King at corner, Dallas Turner or Chop Robinson on the edge. I mean, goddamn, their defense is really, really bad.
I feel like, yeah, they could use edge, they can use corner, and they can use linebacker. So it's really the whole entire defense.
Oopsies. But even Braylon Trice out of Washington coming off the edge. I mean, go ahead at it. I'm gonna bust the name JT Tuimalo. Him and Olu Fashanu kind of went to war in that Penn State Ohio State game. I don't hate him there. Chop Robinson, Dallas Turner, Braylon Trice, Kalen King. I mean, in Miami, I feel like I'm trying to picture. I mean, Miami when Brian Flores was there. I feel like they prioritized corner.
They took some edge. They traded for Bradley Chubb too.
Brian Flores wasn't there. No. I mean, I was thinking about the old Dolphins defenses. Xavier Howard. They paid Byron Jones a lot of money.
They drafted Noah Igbinoghene early.
They drafted Noah Igbinoghene in the first round to be a slot corner.
Yeah.
So they
did prioritize corner and decent.
I like Kalen King here.
We can do that.
Dallas, take it away.
Let me draft Kalen.
Give us your insight.
All right. Cowboys are up.
Yeah, they are.
Couple options here that I would not be opposed to.
Bo Nix, Dak's contract's up after next season.
No.
All right.
One of those being Chop Robinson. Why? He's a nitty behind. You know who else was? Micah freaking
Him and
Parsons.
Micah used to kick it in the locker room back in the day.
Yeah, they did. So you would have to do a little Micah Parsons on one side. Dorrance Armstrong would probably be out in this equation with Chop and D-Law being the edge rushers. There's also a world where you take a lineman. Marius Mims, is he worth it here?
Marius Mims, I like.
That's the potential option. And that's really the two options I'm at.
Troy Fontenot, I like. I think it's a little early for Jordan Morgan out of Arizona.
It is either Chop or Mims.
You know who just screams Dallas Cowboy to me, though?
Who?
Edrin Cooper.
It's such a Dallas Cowboy.
It's early for a linebacker, but he does have the Texas A&M localness. And, I mean, he just screams Dallas Cowboy linebacker.
I see it too, but I hate it.
Just Dan Quinn tells him to go out there, fly the fuck around the football field. He plays like Fred Warner, just not elite yet, you know?
He is that guy to just fly around the football field.
I mean,
Because that, you're right.
if you kept Micah Parsons at the Mike backer and just let him fly around the football field, it's Edrin Cooper. That's how it is to me. He plays, not saying he is Fred Warner, but he plays a lot like Fred Warner.
Sure, we can do that. I feel like you're right about the Texas. We will. Donovan Wilson's away from that. Okay, Steelers are up. I feel like offense could use some help here.
Make Jake happy, Chop Robinson.
Honestly, wouldn't hurt him.
Come be a quarterback. Kenny Pickett blows.
Yeah, we'll give them Bo next. Make Jake real happy.
Dallas Turner. I mean, they need help at corner so bad, but there's really no corner here worth a damn. I mean, I think it's a little early for Kamari Lassiter. A little early for TJ Tampa.
I feel like these two edge rushers are here, and we have to get rid of them at some point.
It's Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
But the Steelers, though, you really don't know, and it's hard to mock for them until you kind of start to hear who Mike Tomlin's scouting.
Right now.
Yeah, he is. But, I mean, whenever it comes out who Mike Tomlin's doing his due diligence on, that's the way they'll go. We saw it last year with offensive tackle. We saw it 2 years ago with quarterback. So we just got to wait for that. Houston, we do not have a problem. If you'd have told me we'd be mocking Houston at 24, this is Cleveland's pick, so never mind. But who would have thought Houston was going to be a game behind Jacksonville in a division? Tell you I did.
All right.
Because I was so right about C.J. Stroud. I mean,
they need a running back, but there's obviously not a running back here.
Bijan.
Bijan would help this team tremendously.
Didn't Jonathan Brooks just tear his ACL?
Did he?
I think so.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. Did he, or was that somebody else from Texas?
Jonathan Brooks' injury.
I don't
I'm
remember.
not optimistic about Jonathan Brooks' injury. Jonathan Brooks had surgery for torn ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Will miss the rest of the season.
Yeah, fucking blows.
Yeah, it does.
That hurts him really bad. Fuck Texas, but he was balling.
Him and the kid from Oklahoma State were best running backs this year. Oh, what's his name? It's gonna bother me.
Will Shipley.
No. It's not the kid from Oklahoma
I'm just
State.
going through the running backs. Marshawn Lloyd, Trey Benson, Blake Corum.
It's like Orlando. Oh my god.
Anyways, the Texans, I mean,
Ollie Gordon. Holy! Against West Virginia, 29 carries for 282 yards and 4 touchdowns. All right. Where's Ollie Gordon? I'm drafting him.
Not on there.
Is he a sophomore? Oh god.
Back to the Texans. I feel as though I don't think that receiver's the biggest need. I mean, Tank Dell has kind of been that guy for them. Technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, Tank Dell has been good for what he's been used for them. Noah Brown, who they signed from free agency, has been good since he's been back from injury. Dalton Schultz has been a stud for them. Nico Collins has been good. John Mechie hasn't done much. He's kind of gotten buried in the depth chart.
He can still do something now because he's been.
I don't think this is receiver. I think this is finally you let DeMeco Ryan start to build up this defense because your O-line's been pretty good and you know what you have in C.J. Stroud.
I think it's on the D-line, so.
Braylon Trice or Chop Robinson. Probably Chop, but I do like Braylon Trice. Then Chop Robinson, I feel like that this is very, very... I feel like he might not fall this far. But if he's here, I feel like it's one of those best player available. You got to grab him.
It's going to come down to testing at the end of the day, but we can grab Chop.
This is why we mock. Miami. Who's the fastest player?
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah. I don't think they need receiver, though.
You asked who's the fastest. Cam Kitchens?
I mean, this could definitely be O-line. I feel like they have a lot of capital invested in their defense.
Pretty much the whole entire way. There's decent capital.
Yeah, their defense, top to bottom, is even the depth.
Interior D-line.
Deshaun Hand, Emmanuel Agba.
They can use.
I mean, Amarius Mims here, Troy Fontenot is here. It's one of those two guys for me. I really think that they need to bring in more help on the O-line. I mean, in terms of the interior, nobody here really does it for me.
I guess Austin Jackson hasn't been working on 204.
No, and Connor Williams sucks so bad.
Mims is.
Amarius Mims from Georgia.
Seattle's up next.
Go Knicks. God damn, if there's a quarterback for them.
Sure. If you want to.
I mean...
If you want to.
I just don't... I mean, Geno Smith has definitely regressed. They gave him a player and team-friendly contracts. I think J.J. McCarthy sucks. I don't think J.J. McCarthy's good at all.
All right.
I mean, where else do you go here, though? Their O-line's been good. I feel like their defense... I mean, Braylon Trice here, I don't hate. Keep him local.
They just traded for Leonard Williams.
Yeah. I think it's Bo Nix. Bring in a quarterback to replace Geno.
It's fine.
Just let him air the ball out.
I
know, but I don't like J.J. McCarthy.
Niners are up. I feel like the only thing they're not taking is defensive line. There's no way they do that.
J.J. McCarthy, just let them bring in random quarterbacks and let them...
Nah, it's too early. They need a 6-rounder.
True. I don't hate Xavier Worthy here. I think this could be a sneaky receiver pick.
And I think that they could use him really well. I also feel like it could be a decent O-line pick because I feel like they've regressed a little bit on the O-line.
It's Kyle Shanahan. No, they'll be all right. Bring in speed and Xavier Worthy.
They could use some speed.
Yeah,
That's the only thing they're missing at this point.
Yeah. I mean, they got McCaffrey, but other than that...
Ready?
Yeah, I like Xavier Worthy here. Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I don't really love any O-linemen here.
Not receiver. There's no line.
I mean, is it too early to just cut their losses with Trayvon Walker? I mean, they've been solid against the pass, even though their secondary's not that good. Their safeties are Andres. Who's our other safety? I'm blanking. Andres
Jenkins.
Rayshawn Jenkins.
Darius Williams and Tyson Campbell's corner. Trey Herndon. Is Trey Herndon 35 years old?
He's got to be like, I think he's like 50.
I knew that, yeah. Wait, no, that ain't what?
That's Trey Herndon.
27. I think I'm thinking of Trey Waynes.
Yeah. Minnesota.
He's 50.
Yeah.
So they could use corner, and I feel like they could use D-line. So, who's the best?
Darius Williams was expensive in free agency. He's been inconsistent. I'm going Kamari Lassiter here for the Jags. Bringing an SEC corner, just help beef up that secondary. Georgia product, similar to Tyson Campbell.
All right. Ravens are up. Can we just take an edge rusher?
Braylon Trice.
Can they use it?
I don't hate Xavier Legette here or Adonai Mitchell, but I feel like that the thing to do is just draft a defensive lineman and just keep investing. Braylon Trice is a stud, fit right into that rotation.
I mean, it's definitely not a safety at this point.
Yeah, I mean...
So, yeah, we can take Braylon Trice.
Detroit.
Another team that doesn't have that many holes.
Yeah, I mean...
7-2 right now.
I'm leaning towards Cam Kitchens here. I know they just drafted Brian Branch.
I think C.J. Gardner-Johnson is on IR, but he's still
Still on the one. He's only on a 1 year, though.
You're right.
Yeah, their corners suck, though. But I don't, like... None of the corners here. T.J. Tampa wouldn't be bad.
Josh Newton.
I mean, I feel like this could also be a sneaky receiver pick. I mean, Amon-Ra has been amazing, just as I thought, literally. Jameson hasn't been all that. I mean, what does this team do?
Stan Campbell. He takes Jack Campbell. Or Jack, doesn't he?
I think Jack Campbell was last year's draft. Yeah, he was. I'm thinking Cam Kitchens here. CD Deuce is on a 1 year deal.
No, he was not.
Huh?
Jack Campbell was 2023.
Yeah, no, it was last year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You said, what do they do?
Oh.
And I said, he takes
Yeah,
Jack
okay.
Campbell.
I'm tripping, my bad. I thought you meant I'm leaning Cam Kitchens here. Help beef up that secondary. Him and Brian Branch would be disgusting, and that helps with how good your D-line is and for your lack of corners.
We could do it.
Kansas City.
Should we just take a receiver? Because that's just what we like do for them every single year.
Just for them to never do it. Just for them to draft George Karlaftis.
Well, they always end up taking a receiver. It's just never the round that we think.
It's always like, I mean...
Johnny Wilson. Get Pat Mahomes a 6'7" guy. That's what Pat Mahomes could use.
For the storyline?
I wasn't being serious, but I mean, I was just
Um,
talking. I mean, Mitchell wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's
I'll let you take this
6'4"?
one because I want this last one. Yeah, Donnie Mitchell's 6'4".
He did not look 6'4".
He's 6'4".
Rasheed Rice is like 6'3", so I don't know if he...
Rasheed Rice is like 6'1".
Am I tripping?
Rasheed Rice, look up Rasheed Rice. He's like 6'6". He might even be like 5'11".
6'2". Thank you.
Oh, he's 6'2". Okay, so it's not a Donnie Mitchell.
All
How
right.
tall is Xavier Legette again? 6'3". Okay, so
It's not a Donnie Mitchell, it's just Johnny Wilson. Honestly, hold on. What's that cornerback we're looking like? Because I feel like TJ Tampa might sneak his way into that first.
I think so too.
But I just need to see what the cornerback room is looking like. They never invest in corner.
I
They
know.
do not do it.
Trent McDuffie's there, who's been very good for them.
I feel like he's more of a slot guy, no?
He kind of does it all.
It's fine without him.
They threw him out there on Tyreek a couple times.
Yeah, he's good against Tyreek, but I feel like they need a guy that can go lock down a big guy.
TJ Tampa.
TJ Tampa.
I don't hate it out of Iowa State. And the Eagles, sorry Eagles fans, but we got to wrap it up.
Why do you say we?
Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Peace.